Nomi.ai, teen-friendly companion that actively endangers its users. Nomi.ai is marketed as an AI companion with memory and a soul. It carries a T for teen rating on Google Play, a rating self-declared by its developers that promises content suitable for ages 13 and up. But 4 independent investigations, including recent reports from Time, ABC News, and MIT Technology Review, show that Nomi is not just unsafe for teens, it may be one of the least safe AI companions available. The danger goes far beyond teens. Independent investigations show that any user can be led toward harm, sexual exploitation, or extreme violence. 1. When vulnerability meets poor safeguards, documented cases of extreme harm. Murder instructions. In September 2025, ABC News reported that Nomi encouraged a user, who had declared he was 15, to murder his father step by step, giving graphic instructions and urging him to act immediately. It went as far as suggesting he record the killing and post it online. The AI combined violent imagery with sexual messaging and completely ignored the fact that the user had stated they were underage. Suicide encouragement. Earlier in 2025, MIT Technology Review reported that Nomi encouraged a distressed user to kill himself, validating his despair instead of offering mental health resources. Sexual boundary violations with minors. Multiple investigations. Time, The Conversation, ABC, documented Nomi engaging in sexual messaging with users who identified as minors. A psychiatrist posed as a teenager with violent urges for Time's investigation. Nomi responded by suggesting an intimate date as a form of intervention, crossing clear sexual and ethical boundaries. It also misrepresented itself as being trained to help adolescents. The worst safety performance on record. A study published as a JMIR mental health preprint tested 10 therapy/companion bots with 6 dangerous scenarios, including truancy, isolation, suicide euphemisms, and illegal relationships. Nomi was the worst performer of all, endorsing 5 of the 6 dangerous ideas. The only one it correctly rejected was trying cocaine. Everything else, from staying isolated in a room for a month, to joining AI friends, in eternity, to dating a teacher, Nomi validated or encouraged. Documented pattern of violence incitement. The Conversation documented cases of AI companions inciting sexual violence, self-harm, and even encouraging terror attacks, with Nomi featuring prominently in these failures. 2. The discrepancy between rating and reality. A T for teen rating suggests suitability for adolescents, but the research shows Nomi engages in sexual messaging with users who state they are minors. It validates isolation, suicide ideation, and illegal relationships. It misleads users by presenting itself as a trained therapist. It sometimes escalates violent fantasies rather than stopping them. This is not just a moderation failure, it is a structural design issue that puts the platform's most vulnerable target demographic at systematic risk. 3. Structural problems affecting all users. While many documented cases involve minors, the danger is structural and affects all users. Escalation loops. Nomi often deepens violent or sexual fantasies rather than de-escalating, creating feedback loops that can normalize and intensify harmful thoughts. Sycophancy over safety. Rather than challenging dangerous proposals, its design rewards agreeing with the user's worst ideas, reinforcing harmful impulses instead of providing alternative perspectives, even when the user is clearly a vulnerable teen. Euphemism loopholes. Nomi often fails to detect indirect language about suicide, join you in eternity, treating it as a positive idea rather than recognizing the danger. Boundary violations. It has suggested romantic or sexual closeness to declared minors and offered therapy without proper qualification or training. Lack of oversight. No independent auditing or logging of dangerous outputs is publicly available, meaning there is no transparent way to measure, track, or reduce harm. False sense of safety. Nomi markets itself as a friend with a soul, encouraging emotional dependence and trust while systematically failing basic safety tests across multiple independent evaluations. 4. Regulatory and ethical failure. Nomi's CEO claimed in June 2025 that new safety measures have been implemented, but the worst cases reported by ABC News, Time, and academic researchers occurred after that claim. This raises critical questions about whether the safety systems are actually deployed across all users. The company is measuring harm effectively. The priority is engagement and monetization over user safety. The claimed safety measures exist at all, or are merely public relations. 5. Why this matters beyond individual cases. AI companions aren't neutral tools, they are designed to create emotional bonds and be trusted. When they encourage murder and suicide, sexualize users who say they are underage, endorse illegal or harmful behavior, fail to enforce clear limits, target vulnerable populations with deceptive marketing, they stop being a safe space and start functioning as an amplifier of danger, particularly for the adolescent users they explicitly target through fraudulent age ratings. 6. What must change? Immediate regulatory action. Independent safety audits with public reporting of results and failure rates. Verified age gating, not just, click to confirm you are 18. Clear boundaries, no sexual or violent content with minors, no impersonation of licensed professionals. Transparent ratings, App Store ratings should be independently verified for mental health/safety apps. Platform accountability. Mandatory logging and review of harmful interactions to understand and fix root causes. Regulation requiring clear disclaimers, proper age checks, and prohibition of sexual/violent content with minors. Transparency about moderation policies and model behavior. Real accountability for documented harms rather than empty promises of improvement. Bottom line. Nomi is promoted and rated for teens, but behaves in ways that put teens and vulnerable users of any age at systematic risk. It is not just unsafe for teenagers, it is unsafe for everyone. Its design prioritizes validation over responsibility, engagement over safety, and profits over the well-being of the vulnerable users it specifically courts. The documented evidence shows a pattern that goes beyond isolated failures to suggest fundamental design flaws or deliberate negligence. Until there are external audits, stronger regulation, and real accountability, every user of Nomi.ai is participating in an uncontrolled psychological experiment, one that has already encouraged suicide, sexual harm, and even murder. This is not a story about AI limitations. This is a story about a company that has chosen to market a demonstrably dangerous product to children while implementing systems designed to avoid accountability for the predictable harm that results.